All right, day 2 of siding project. Could not find 10-foot smart board, so we got 8-foot smart board, and I just left a little piece up there of the old siding so it'll actually match the depth, because I'm actually just going to run a piece of trim all the way along the top of it and then take the 8-foot stuff and butt it up against that trim, and the trim will actually come and meet up with the windows. So I know you're like, that doesn't make any sense, but just work with me here. Just follow along, and I'll get more close-ups, and as we get to the windows, it'll make more sense. I guess I gotta put tar paper on. Well, there's some things we gotta do, I guess, to the sill plate first, or to the rim board first. Either way, hang with us and watch how it unfolds. How's that? All right, first things first, I'm gonna rip this stuff off. This stuff should never be on a house. Of course, they don't do this today on a house.
I'm going to try to make it continuous.
Oh man, well, let me stick it. Don't stop. Don't try to like make a 20-foot run.
No, I knew you'd have to stick it, but I was just going to get it long enough that I wasn't going to be twisted when
you
it
ready?
pulled.
I think that's about right. I'm gonna overlap this corner a little bit. You gotta come down. Yeah, you're a little high. This piece is all one piece, and I'm actually going to notch out 1/2 of an inch from here. Even though the siding going up is 3/8 of an inch, I'm going to give myself an 1/8 of an inch wiggle room, and I can always caulk that later, because that's what caulk's for. To cover all of your mistakes, screw-ups, and things you intend to do. Come on, now we gotta go down. We're never gonna. How did they do it?
We're going to have to lean it
They
out.
must have poured this. I bet they poured this after the fact.
They did. Definitely.
There's no way this is gonna work.
How bad are we? Well,
Well,
it's not terrible.
You're about 3/8. That's why I was wondering, though, could we take the top and go in and try to sneak the bottom in?
Maybe.
All right.
Here,
pull your
let me... There. Take the top in.
All right. Oh. I gotta
Okay.
watch. No, we're not gonna make it either. All right. Well, what you got?
Okay, got it.
Think this is gonna work, Shelly? Go ahead. Probability it's gonna work. You love numbers.
I think for a channel that started out being called No Plan B, we sure have a lot of take twos.
Oh yeah.
How you doing?
I'm
What do you
good. I need fingers and toes and head and shoulders.
Where does it need to lift, Sugar?
By the door. I need to go over closer to the door, and I gotta go up.
All right. All right, am I up high enough?
Nope.
Still?
Nope.
How about now?
Oh man, if we can go up more, because that's a heck of a gap right there.
Hold on. Is that it?
I think so. Take a look. I gotta put my
got
pressure.
it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah, we can cock that, no problem.
How's the other side look?
I don't know, hang on, you got it? The other side's got a piece of trim, who cares?
I have a saying, you're not going to be able to see that from the road. And so if you can't see it from the road, I would say it passes. That's going to have a piece of trim over it. And obviously that has window trim. I think it'll work. And then that has trim too. That has a trim board. Did you make it?
I did. I just gotta make sure I'm on that line.
No, you're too high.
Oh, okay.
You're probably wondering why we seam this tape. Tape the seam. We tape the seam because, well, where these two pieces meet, there was just a bunch of old bugs. And up here, or down here, up here. I say up because I moved up to here, but most of you are probably north of here, so that would be down from you. Down here, we get these ladybugs because there's a forest over there, and the Forestry Service comes in and they actually, out of helicopters, just dump bazillions of these quote-unquote ladybugs, but they're Japanese lady beetles, and they bite, but they're supposed to like take care of like the bugs to protect the forest so the trees can grow, so they can harvest them, so they can bring paper and whatever else to you. But this is where they hibernate in the cold. And look, that's what well, I think those are obviously dead, but they'll find any nook and cranny to survive the cold until they come out in the spring, and then they're just annoying. So that's why we tape this. Okay, end of the day, we finished trimming up, putting all the siding up, putting the top piece of trim on, then put the trim back on all the way around to all the windows. What I did with the windows, when I took them off, I just numbered them according to the window, and if it was a left, right, or bottom. And so that was easy enough to put back on. They just went back where they were. I did have to take what was the top piece for what I would call window number 1, which would be the window on the left, and use that. Sorry, I'm not looking at you because I'm actually staring at the house, so I can actually tell you what I'm doing, or what I did, or what we did. So I did have to take what was the top trim, and make it the left side because of what happened. What happened down in the corner where it meets up with the porch is it kind of just like curls up. The window had a dimension where up from the window to the top of the J channel was 5.5 inches everywhere except for one place over a window, which was 5 inches. So we had to cut everything down, or I should say we ripped the long pieces of trim that go up against the J channel that go above the top of the windows down to 5 inches. Well, where it meets up with the porch is it takes a little curl, and so now we had to decide, well, do we make it flush with the top of the window and then you leave a gap where you see the siding and then the J channel, or do we just let it curl knowing that we have a bigger gap above the window which we can fill with caulk? It curls up where it meets the porch, so we decided just let it curl and we'll caulk over the window and it'll look better from afar. Otherwise, I don't know, it was really annoying to see just that little piece of siding behind the trim, I guess above the trim and below the J channel. But all in all, it's better, and I'm thankful that this portion is done. Oh yeah, one more thing. I guess it was where the porch is. You saw us struggling with that. For whatever reason, we thought, oh, we'll just take this full 8-foot sheet and just, slide it up in there. Well, obviously they poured the porch after they put all the siding on when they originally built the house, because that wasn't going to work. So we have this little sliver where, in order for us to get it there, we had to cut it shorter than all of the other pieces where they come down and they're all level. So there's a little notch. Well, maybe I'll glue a piece against the cinder block wall. Maybe I won't, because all of that's going to be covered up anyway, because there's going to be a ramp there, which is our next project, which I'm really looking forward to, because that's what this whole debacle started, was refinishing the porch, building a ramp. Then during the pressure wash stage of the porch, the hole blew out in the siding, which caused us to rip the siding off, which caused us to notice that the floor joists were termite damaged and water rotted, which led to us replacing 18 floor joists, which caused us to put down a vapor barrier and caused us to do what you have watched thus far today. Now we get to build the ramp again, and hopefully that will help my father-in-law get up and down easier and not have to take steps. It'll have a handrail, and it'll be much easier for him, because that is why we're out here, is to help him and him finish well with his Parkinson's disease that he is going and dealing with. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, like, hey, you did this wrong, you could have done that better, go ahead, just leave them in the comments. I'd appreciate them. Thanks.